Pick a card, the victory you cannot see. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD. I'm here to do another pick a card reading. You can always fast forward to pick the pile that you are interested in. This being pile number 1, pile number 2, or pile number 3. Otherwise, this is the intention and selection portion of the reading. I'm going to go ahead and light a little bit of sagey sage just to get some clearing. For those of you new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping in. And for those that are repeat offenders, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Hope everyone receives exactly what it is that you are here for. Today, we're going to be visiting the victory you cannot see. We're going to be doing a vibe check, followed by your specific victory, and then best course of action and anything else that comes up. So, take a look. I will leave some images so you guys can select from there as well, and I'll see you at your pile. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Hi, pile 1. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD. I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 1, you selected this little, it's a boysen bear. I used to love these back in the day. Maybe your parents had one of these, who knows. But we have Miss Grizz. Which is funny because that's what my friends used to call me in high school, and I didn't really know it until actually I picked this up. But anyways, we have, what does this say here? We have urgent, top priority, must be done yesterday. Report to the president and to do last. Monday check. Grizz contains review. Pray personer. Not sure what that is. But anyways, you get the gist. We have the little trash bin spilling over here. And we have this little bear with her glasses off, having a little cuppa, presumably hard at work. So this reading is the victory you cannot see. Let's go for a current vibe check. This will tell you, pile number 1, if this is indeed your pile. Current vibe check, please. The victory you cannot see. What is pile number 1's current energy? Okay. I think I might try that. Well, maybe I'll try that. Okay, little Knight of Cups, the romance guy, romance person here. And then the 10 of Cups. So current vibe could be maybe being grateful for the small things, small little gifts, small rewards. Maybe perhaps you're in this energy of receptivity and you're right now open to receiving compliments. It could be like, I heard somebody say sweet nothings. So it could be that you're in the process of being able to receive sweet nothings. And for a lot of us, that's a big deal. I think about how I compliment people all the time, by the way. I think it's just fun and it's easy. It comes easy to my mind, something that I really quite enjoy. If I notice something I like in others, I want to speak it. Simply because I feel like it's good vibes. It's a energy boost and it could make someone's day. So I feel like you could be really open to this kind of energy. I even see like a flower or a butterfly on this man's head. And I feel like perhaps this is stating that you're open to new love even, or flirtation, depending. But really, it looks like you could be buried under a bunch of work, a ton of work, a bunch of things that maybe perhaps you procrastinated on. Not that I cannot relate to this 1000%, pile number 1. So maybe you are really a little bit hard pressed or under some kind of duress. Maybe you're kind of exhausted. Maybe you're burning the midnight oil. Perhaps you have 2 different kinds of jobs or 2 things that really take up a lot of time and energy. And perhaps your attention is going to family and doing things that make other people content, okay? And this could be even writing things out. Maybe perhaps you're writing a book or paying your bills. You feel like everything is stacked up monumentally in order to give to others as well. And I feel like this is a time where you could receive a little bit of reciprocation, a little bit of encouragement from your peers, your family, your loved ones. And I feel like even a little bit would go a really long way. Pile number 1, I'm also being told that perhaps you've gotten all of this or some of this, and you've been so buried with work that you have easily overlooked it. Your mind has been preoccupied. Perhaps there's like a little phone right here. Maybe you're worrying or waiting for a phone call that hasn't yet come. So there are many things going on right here. I'm even looking at these little glasses right here, and they're white out. It's not like a blackout, but a white out, which is kind of interesting because it could be almost like you're sitting in a sterile environment and you yourself and your mind is not at peace. It's restless. It's not sterile, and you feel like there's never-ending work to be done. And perhaps you don't hear the small compliments that employers or people around you give, but we shall see. If this feels like it resonates with you, then this, my friend, is your pile. Let's get a little bit more energy here. Let's find out the victory you cannot see. Pile number 1, it's a victory you cannot see. The victory pile number 1 cannot see. And 2 cards, please. We have the Mother of Wands. Give me 3 cards. The Judgment card. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. I'll put this right here just because we can. So the Mother of Wands, this is like the Queen of Wands energy. Pile number 1, I feel like you've absolutely been dedicated a lot to work. I feel like I actually never really noticed the eggs that this snake was actually embracing and protecting. So perhaps you are in the middle of embracing nest eggs that you really can't see. And perhaps you are this like fiery business person, this person that is no nonsense, that will really protect and defend their own ideas, their own businesses, their own, people that are important to their business or their source of excitement, that kind of a thing. And your victory right now is just that you have actually failed to see what you cannot see, is that you've undergone so many different changes in this same role. So the person that you are today, whether it's a boss, a manager, an employee, a friend, a lover, whatever the case is, the person that you are today, you have grown and evolved in such a manner that you have shed old skin over and over again. And currently, I feel like even you physically look different than what you have previously. And maybe you don't even realize it. You definitely are a lot more protective and a lot more caring. And also, I feel like you shield and embrace this Ace of Wands. It's almost like this one wand right here is echoing a little bit on the Ace of Pentacles. So this could be that you are actually grappling with a new idea you're trying to hammer out and maybe finish old things, right? Before you actually come to that conclusion. The ending of old things, old cycles, maybe things that you put off for a long time, paying bills, paying credit cards, getting rid of messes, right? Dust, debris, clutter, all those things. And I feel like what you don't realize is that you've already reached that culmination where you are tying up loose ends and you don't realize it, but you're about to embark on something that you have honed and primed yourself for, and Spirit has really honed and primed you for as well. You've already, I want to say you've already been judged. Nobody likes to hear that part, but honestly, I feel like Spirit has already acknowledged you and chosen you and judged you because you are, I mean, look at this, like, bird of peace, I want to call it. Is there such a thing? I'm like the bird of war I heard in my head, but the bird of peace right here, this is like judgment. And I feel like you are actually ascending to a higher, more elevated version of yourself. You are pile number 1, 2.0. And with this judgment, I feel like Spirit God, whatever it is, that energy, that higher being that's more elevated than we are, that you believe in, has really taken a look at you and judged you as far superior and elevating and overcoming. So I feel like all of this is going away. The time where you feel exhausted, the times where you feel like you're kind of pushing up against the grain, the time that you feel like you're running out of time and there is not much more time, that kind of a thing. And I feel like in its place, you're going to be getting an Ace of Pentacles. That's directly connected to the Mother of Wands here. This is connected to like a new career, a new business idea, a new partnership, if you will. And with this ace right here, this is incredibly beautiful because I always see this more like a tree stump for me anyways. And this is cracking open. And I feel like within that tree stump, this could be your genetic code, your genealogy. Maybe perhaps you've discovered something. It could be like a gift, a talent, or some like family secrets that you've gone on Ancestry.com and you've uncovered or taken DNA testing. I don't know what that is, but I feel like you've really served to crack the code in a very spiritual manner. And you are extremely honored. I feel like Spirit is looking at you and just saying, you know what? You've done an incredible job. The victory indeed is yours. And I know that it's going to be but a minute before you actually see it. Now's a good time for you to be able to lift up your gaze and look at your surroundings and see exactly where you are currently planted. Because I feel like with this Ace of Pentacles, this is going to serve to grow. It's going to grow and it's going to evolve in something that is very much tangible. Even if you literally cannot see it, maybe these papers are obstructing your view from what you are currently doing. I feel like you've taken elevation, you've taken a higher perspective of things, and you are definitely deemed worthy of all these new changes. And it's just but a little while longer before you can actually get through this stack. Maybe there is a need for decluttering. I resemble that remark. And things just to go through before you can actually see the light of day, okay? So that is an encouragement. That's monumental. Tell me a little bit more about this. I'm going to use a different deck. For pile 1. The victory you cannot see. The victory you cannot see. This is your victory. Tell me more about pile number 1, please. So we have, what we have here is the King of Wands and the Tower. And I feel like what this is stating is that you have a very brand new beginning that's going to bring a lot of prosperity, but it's going to light a fire under you. This little bear is relying on caffeine. I feel like this poor little bear is crushed, kind of. You know what I think this is too, is that some of you guys are elevating into a new dimension. I feel like you're stepping through into your best persona, your best person, your best life ever. Yes, and that may sound corny, but I feel like you're leaving old things behind, things that no longer serve you. Small examples, if you used to like do billing via paper or make phone calls to pay your bills and things like that, very old school, or even snail mail. You're going to have everything done electronically or automatically, very progressive. And that's not progressive, that's more today, but I feel like these things are going to be so progressive for you because you're going to be really focused on what excites you, and everything that is just no bueno for you is going to come to an end. The toxic behaviors, the obsessions, if you have any, the Tower, the desire to cling to old and outmoded things that no longer serve you, are going to be a thing of the past shortly. And while I feel like sometimes we can look at this Tower and be a little bit in fear about what's going on, honestly, she doesn't look like she is fearful. She, more than anything, looks like she's kind of in a relaxed sleep. So I feel like in some ways, pile number 1, you're going to wake up from, kind of waking up from the Matrix. I feel like even this is like a deep, deep sleep. Maybe perhaps this is stating that you're waking up from a deep slumber, and that this Tower is no longer serving its purpose anymore for you. And with that fall, with everything kind of losing its luster around you, I think that you're going to find freedom and peace. You're being released from a deep darkness, a deep slumber that other people maybe perhaps even cannot relate to. But what you fail to see is that you've already evolved into this and you've already overcome this. And Spirit is so proud of you. And frankly, if nobody's told you, I love you and you are incredibly important. And we are so proud of you. It is very difficult to kind of let go of the matrix and do things as status quo, right? But I feel like it's going to give you a great sense of security, stability. It's going to enable you. Some of you guys haven't been able to open up your eyes and see the light of day or even look at another person in the eye. Now, some of you guys are having a hard time even like looking at people directly, like giving them eye contact because you sort of want to hide, you want to shield, or you don't want to deal with things. Others of you, when you make love, you can't look at your partner in the eyes, things like that. But also I feel like a lot of you guys are not able to look at people in the eye currently because you feel like it's just easier to kind of put your nose to the grindstone. And I feel like that's part of what's falling away. I think that you're waking up from seeing the futility of doing things in this manner, whatever this manner means to you. And you have a lot of security coming. I feel like you have high honor, high loyalty, a lot of happiness. Yeah, you've been stuck in this workaholic thing. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've been called out here. So you've been stuck in a workaholic mode, just like nose to grindstone. This is what we do. Can I pick up an extra day? Can I do a side gig? Is there anything else that can be done? Can I hop on this bandwagon and kind of do this gig until that runs out? You know, most of us get to be workaholics because we're performance oriented, or we have a fear, or there's a lack of mentality. Yeah, but all of that is falling, just like these cards are falling, because I cannot prop them up properly. Right? Everything's symbolic here. Everything's symbolic. So everything is depending on your perception. And pretty soon I feel like you are going to have the ability to lift up your head and start seeing things quite differently. I feel like it's going to be quite magical, especially when you start looking at the birds and the butterflies around you, and even the moss around you. I feel like a lot of you guys, because her hand is kind of gray right here, I feel like a lot of you guys are connected to the other side as well, and you could actually be in touch with the other side with spirit communication, with telepathy, with an ability to really translate things that come to you. And some examples I can give you in real life time, not real life time, but you know, I've had a couple of family members that have crossed over. And on one celebration of life I went to, you know, she had no idea what was going on. She just came with her like high vibrational, just bubbly, kind of giggly, girly kind of an attitude. And it felt very surprising to me because I didn't expect my cousin to pull through like that. But in the next thing, she noticed the casket and her spirit kind of like really got quiet. And I'm like, it's okay. And I had to really, you know, help her come to terms with like this was her and it was okay for her to cross over and not to worry. And she recouped some of her, I want to call it decibels of joy. There's no other way that I could really express this other than I literally felt her vibration picking up again once she realized that everything was okay. But she didn't really understand that she was in fact crossed over. So you could have a connection to the other side in quite a surprising way. And I feel like your life, if it's been boring, if it's been stark, if you've been feeling depressive, if you've been feeling on shaky ground, if you've been feeling like you can't, like every time you turn around there's another bill, or I need to be a workaholic, or that's how I get my value, or that this tower I keep climbing and looking for the stairs and I never actually arrive, those times are going to be over. So you are not going to be in a constant state of trying to attain something that is not attainable. And I feel like it goes back to the roots. I feel like you're connecting. You know, they say that our DNA is definitely connected to, I think, like 14,000 I don't know, a lot. Okay, I'm not going to quote numbers because numbers is not my strength, but it's connected to a lot of your DNA and your ancestry and things like that. And that's a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, but also a lot of trauma and a lot of pain. So I feel like you're going to start enabling that to crack open for you in a really great way. And what you fail to see is currently that you've already won and that you're coming out. This is like the last third of the race for you. And even though you haven't lifted up your head, things are going to look radically different. You're going to feel so much more free, so much more vibrant. I feel like you're going to be able to have eye contact with people and not be living in your head as much. I can relate to that as well. If you are vibing with pile number 1, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. If you're liking this kind of reading, do the same. Also, if you'd like to see something different, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, I will see you at your next reading. Namaste. Hi, Pal 2. My name is Crystal with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another reading for you. I just broke a match. What's up? Unacceptable. Pile number 2, if you chose this cute little, I have to show you this up close. I'm so thrilled, okay? If you chose this, then this reading is for you. Check this out. We have the 3 little bears, right? And then the wolf in disguise, of course. Super cute. I left either I'm going to put a little video on there for you, or I will put just the picture. Perhaps I'll do both. We don't know yet. We don't know. So we're going to see if I can even light a match. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some excess energy, and we are going to light a little sagey sage just to get us going here. Pile number 2, if you picked the 3 little bears, then this reading is for you. The victory you cannot see. Pile number 2. We're going to pull some cards. Interesting, because I'm feeling a connection already to pile number 1, but we shall see. Pile number 2, the victory you cannot see. Well, we have 2 cards for the victory that you cannot see for pile 2. Ace of Pentacles, you saw me shuffle. Cannot make this up. Let's see. Pile number 2. Let's see, what do we have for the... some point. I'm sensing some resistance. Some resistance. So pile number 2, you could literally have 2 things that you have been waiting to conquer. I kind of want to move Fred over here. Fred is actually a real squirrel that lives in the treehouse. In the tree next to where I'm living. He's so cute, but that's a topic for another day. Pile number 2, I feel like you have been juggling with the 2 pentacles right here. I feel like this is transformative or an attempt to transform your life. Excuse me. What you can't see currently is that you are actually changing things up already. I feel like you could be hidden. I feel like you're actually a big softie with this little bear being encompassed by the pelt of the wolf. I don't think that that is actually a real thing. I think that perhaps your image or other people see you as the big bad wolf, right? Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? I feel like that is like Little Red Riding Hood, but honestly, it's been so long that I don't necessarily have my little fairy tales all together. But the 3 little pigs have definitely... It seems like even the big bad wolf is like waiting for the big bad wolf to show up. So... for some of you guys, I feel like you could have kind of a little bit of an abrasive personality or a misunderstood personality. Something about being unapproachable is what I'm feeling. And what you fail to see is that you're divinely protected. You've already built on solid ground. I feel like you have solid connections, solid friendships. I feel like you are in the process of working with other people in order to develop your stability, because this house indicates to me stability, right? I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. So perhaps you've been really focused on your foundation. It could be your foundation, how you're perceived, your foundation on who you are as a person, but also your financial stability, your root chakra, anything pertaining to those things could be addressed currently. And the the supposed wolf is actually hiding out with the 3 little pigs, okay? And I think that that says a lot. Now, the fact that there are 3 little piggies right here, and we have 3 little pentacles also being addressed could be a really big thing for you. I feel like a proper way to elevate yourself, and what you have been doing that you don't really understand, is cooperation with others. Cooperative energy versus competitive energy. Now is not the time for you to try to necessarily compete with others. Look at this. Well, let me show you, darling. Look. If you've been in a situation where you're exhausted, where you feel depleted, where you feel like you don't have any security as well, because the 5 of Pentacles is being left out in the cold, but also somebody who is broke as a joke, somebody who doesn't have 2 nickels to rub together, things like that. I feel like what you don't realize is you have actually overcome this, even if you're not seeing it monetarily just yet. This is a victory over things like that. Victory over juggling. You know, the saying goes, robbing Peter to pay Paul and things like that. You're not going to be struggling with that much longer. And I don't think that you quite realize that you've won victory over these things that have maybe plagued you for a very long time. Now, for some of you guys, I feel like this victory is talking about a feeling of separation, a feeling, oh, you did not just throw all those cards on the floor. I literally just threw the entire deck. But one thing stands out, yep, is the 3 of Swords right here. The feelings of betrayal, the feelings of pain, the feelings of being left out. Do I pick up all these cards? I guess so. Oh, goodness. So I'm just going to say that you've had a lot of things fall apart in your life, a lot of things thrown at you, a lot of things that you've had to recover, a lot of things that you've had to sidestep, misstep, things that you've done, but mostly things that other people have done. Maybe just simply situations that you've had to dig out of. And this could have everything to do with your genealogy of how maybe perhaps, you know how they say the sins of the father, sins of the mother. Now, I'm taking those terms loosely, but this could be a situation where you were born into a family where they were constantly in need of money. They didn't know how to create abundance. They didn't view abundance in a manner that was healthy. And therefore, whatever little they had, instead of it multiplying, it depleted over and over and over. And I feel like maybe for a lot of you guys, what the victory you cannot see is that you've actually overcome and you're achieving. And you have indeed achieved this. I feel like this status is elevated status through cooperative energy. Okay, you could view yourself as like the lone wolf, being left out of all things. But I feel like your vision is changing into one that's not only cooperative, but it's collaborative as well. Okay, I'm going to grab these 2. Oh, goodness. When I say I spilled all of the cards, I feel like you've had to pick up so many messes, so many financial messes, mental, emotional, spiritual messes. I feel like you could be overcoming generational curses of wealth, generational curses of separation from other people, of depression, of loneliness, and things like that. And they're actually, what fell with it, goodness, is a match, an unlit match. And I feel like that's not a coincidence either. So what I'm feeling for you, pile number 2, is that you've overcome a lot of familial things, a lot of generational things, things that have left you feeling rendered, and even a lot of toxic things that have made you the bad guy in this story as well. Similar to the little bear back here being cloaked in a wolf's pelt. You could be viewed as somebody who has been out for themselves or who shattered the family some way, somehow. And yet you did it in order to bring collaborative effort, in order to clear all this up. So in a lot of ways, you could be clearing up messes and debts that were not your own. And I don't necessarily mean like you're paying off other people's bills and things like that. That could be part of it. But a lot of it was, I feel like, just generational curses, like whatever that means to you. You have been able to go and crack those codes wide open, and you're starting to see not only the pain that was like repeated throughout generations in your family or in your ties. But also I feel like you're starting to see the light at the end of the day. In fact, it was raining during pile number 1, and all of a sudden the blue skies are parting. I see a couple of clouds, but things are really looking beautiful and optimistic once again. And I propose to you that what you don't see is that you've already built on a solid foundation, a firm foundation, and that things are indeed better around you. Even if you're not seeing, I want to say, the fruits of everything quite all at once. Show me what I need to see. Why are these cards here? Need a little bit more energy for pile number 2. Pile number 2, if you're liking this kind of reading, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Otherwise, you can leave a comment below on what you would like to see in the future. That was definitely a jumper. So it's been bittersweet. It has been bittersweet. And maybe you've journeyed far and wide, and maybe you've made attempts to run away from yourself, and maybe you've made attempts to hammer yourself into something different. I keep feeling this separation, this heartache, heartbreak, but I feel like you have a new beginning that is going to be solid for you, solid for your foundation, and it has everything to do with cooperative energy. And that's just a little bit shocking to you, because I feel like you could be someone such as myself. You've been alone for a long, long time. And I don't necessarily mean like alone in partnership or romantic, but just kind of on your own journey. Okay. Yeah, maybe you've been pursuing a path that's a spiritual path, a destiny path that wasn't meant for anyone else. Maybe you've accepted an assignment to break these generational curses and this way of being for the rest of your genealogy, for the rest of your family members and things like that. And it has been a solo ride. You've had to face a lot of challenges, your positive and negative polarities. You've done a lot of shadow work, I can tell you that. Absolutely done a lot of shadow work. You made friends with your shadow. And you've been able to be really in tune and respectful to spirit and all of your teachers. Because keep in mind that we're all here to teach and learn from one another, one way or another. Like the good, the bad, the ugly, as much as I don't want to admit it. That's just pretty much how it is. And I feel like that's led you from being a solitary, trying to build for yourself a solitary spirit, an individual independent worker, to collaborative energies, and being willing to accept other people's inputs and work with other people's energy. And I feel like something's gonna, oh my gosh, I just had this pop. I was gonna say bridge this gap. Something is gonna bridge this gap, and it's this, it's balance. It's balance. And so what I see here are 3 people that are really pissed off at each other. It's funny. And so they're all mad, and this person in the back is almost like a spirit with the scales, right? Old school scales, kind of. It almost reminds me of a yoke that would be tied to a bull or something like that. But this is scales of justice coming into play. And I feel like this is ironic on so many different levels. It could piss you off from time to time as well. But the fact that you've had to undergo this journey, and now you're coming together perhaps with the same people that you had to fix things for. Not that we're here to fix things in the 3D for other people so they can live their best lives, but this could be stating that you are going to collaborate with people that are similar or in line spiritually in order to continue elevating that place where you're currently at. So no more alone, no more solitary, no more 5 of Pentacles being destitute. This could even be having a co-op or a family, a tribe of choice that you've stumbled upon, and being able to find I heard a gap, but really what I'm trying to say is a balance in between your solitary energy and that of other people, and being able to collaborate with them and not feel like it's a threat. Yeah. So there's some things that you're going to be leaving behind, and part of what you're leaving behind is a pure trickery. The lies, the deceit, the things that we like do to deceive ourselves are included in this. This little squirrel is really focused on this one little acorn, right? And this dragon right here is ready to eat this little squirrel. But I feel like you're done with the trickery, the nonsense, and you're putting things to bed. You're putting things to rest. You are allowing that that morning, that side of you that feels sadness over whatever transpired, whatever you've had to walk away from, whatever you have been excluded from, or whatever you have needed to exclude in your own life in order to pursue a better life and break these generational curses. I feel like you're putting those things to bed. I feel like there could be some pain, you know, and for some of you guys, you are literally putting someone in the ground. This could be a death of a loved one, right? It could be even a pet crossing over, but I feel like you have a lot of support from the other side, a lot of care from the other side, and I feel like you could be clairaudient as well. What you fail to see is that you have already restored balance in your family lineage. Yes, you could be the source of gossip, and what else is new? Pile number 2, people that really don't have anything going for themselves. They're going to talk, let them talk. They unfortunately cannot walk the walk either. So it is no skin off of your nose. I feel like this has to do with family. I feel like also they don't understand what it is that you've been attempting to do. And I feel like they've been out playing marbles and spin top. You've been playing checkers, right? You're not on the Connect 4 board anymore, friends. Pile number 2, your self-worth is elevating. I feel like this victory that you fail to see could feel very lonely, but I feel like the heavens are shining on you, and this is your sacral chakra being identified right now. I feel like literally the seat, right? This is it called the seat of your soul? Don't quote me on that one. I'd have to double check it, but your sacral chakra is being referenced right here, and this is where you get your joy, your pleasure, excitement, right? This is a new beginning for you. And yet it's laid out here on a big chunk of ice, which is really quite interesting. There's no one else to see this celebration. You're in the middle of some trees. I feel like you're being shielded from eyes. You have a lot of like privacy, or you're being shielded from people that want to judge, okay? And literally when I'm softening my eyes and looking in the forest, I actually see a man screaming. So you could have, you know, people could be really ticked off, but you know what? That's how they feel is their own responsibility. You need to be focused on the fact that you have victories that you cannot see, and that you've traveled a long, long way, and you can actually sit on this throne and try to recover and enjoy yourself a little bit, celebrate a little, go, wow, that was like a really long journey. I don't really know what the future holds necessarily, but I do see how I've broken this generational curses. Maybe you're able to see how things are playing out in your children's lives or anything like that, and so on and so forth, right? Yeah, you've been on a quest, and that's put you on a different path from most people. And maybe perhaps your ancestors have led you on this specific quest, okay? It's a very beautiful journey. I feel also like some of you guys can have a child who's very connected to the other side as well, who will undergo a similar journey, but have no fear, they're definitely guided in the best way. Now's the time. Goodness, you can't make this up. I feel like you're definitely connected to pile number 1. Now's the time for gratitude. What you don't see is that your ancestors and even people around you in the 3D in your current life, that they are grateful for the amount of effort that you've given to this cause. And this could be I don't even know if I could say this on YouTube, but actually what I'm seeing is that some of you guys, your lineage, your family lineage prostituted themselves out. And I hate to say it like that, but that's how I'm going to say it. And that's very mild compared to what I'm seeing out in the forest right now. I'm just going to say that they're starting to see that there is a different way to do things, and that you've given them hope and a shine that they never would have had you not acted the way that you have in order to change many lives, even if you decided just to turn around and forage your own way throughout the wilderness in the woods, right? And that's given you renewed passion, okay? Passion and gratitude for the world around you. So Spirit is definitely grateful. Here is a nod once again to your sacral chakra. Think that you could be attracted to like oranges, the color orange, things that give you pleasure, excitement, and things like that. But don't forget that this is a collaborative energy, and maybe perhaps that small person who's very in tune with the other side will help continue breaking these generational curses or whatever this thing is. But people cannot see you just yet, and I feel like that is for your own protection. And be grateful for what you do have, for the peace that you have, for the independence that you have, And also for the partnerships that you currently have, because those partnerships are going to be key in unfolding something really beautiful and solid for you. I hope that that makes sense. If you like this kind of read, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you at your next reading. Namaste. Hi, Pal 3. My name is Crystal with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. Pal number 3, if you chose this cute little gaming family, right? Game night, then this is your reading. So take a peek. These guys are playing some kind of a, is it checkers? It looks to be. And it looks like the mama bear's here, kind of holding the hand of her daughter. And it looks like Papa Bear might be a little bit bored right here. But she's stacking up the little chips. Chips are falling. So it's more like, I feel like an encouragement, team effort to encourage the baby bear to get some self-confidence, right? So, one moment, please. I'm going to go ahead and light a little bit of sagey sage. Pile number 3, if you chose this pile, then this message is for thee. I'm hoping everybody is doing super, super well. And let's see, what victory do you have that you cannot see? Getting a little sagey sage going. Sagey sage. Give me a little bit more information. More information for pile 3. Pile number 3, let's do an energy check for thee. Current energy check for pile 3. Wow, okay. Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay. So we have the 10 of Pentacles, and I can't help but just look at how peaceful and happy they are. It feels a little bit like a Christmas story type of a thing, right? But a Christmas story without, like, the movie The Christmas Story. Maybe a little bit. Let's see what's going on here. Current energy check. I feel like the focus is on family. And maybe on wealth, on loyalty. What else? Current energy. Current energy could be on reciprocation, on giving and watching who gives back, right? Nobody likes to give and have it all be one-sided, that's for sure. Okay, ever since I opened up with your reading, I have this like song by the Cars, and I can't remember. I keep hearing like Twisted, and I can't go down. I can't remember. I see you under the mid. It's Gotta Hold on You. Gotta hold on you. Yeah, that one. So whatever, if you guys know what that song is, I think it's by the Cars. You can put it in the comments below if you feel like it. Otherwise, we're keeping it moving. Maybe this is stating also that, because I feel like there's a sense of romance, but with the lotus coming out of her glass, that's kind of interesting. I feel like you want something that gives you peace, and maybe you want peace in a romantic connectionship, right? I feel like something feels monumental, because as I gaze out into the forest, I'm looking at this big, really like huge creature just kind of peeking through the forest, and it's almost stating that maybe perhaps you put yourself out there in some way, shape, or form, and you're waiting for that to come back, but you want it to be peaceful and loving, and of course reciprocal. Alrighty, current energy. Show me what I need to see. The King of Pentacles, what's up? And the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so this feels very dreamy, and maybe you are looking to see who has reciprocal energy, who is family material. And it, you know, some of us that are older, maybe we're not necessarily looking for a family. We've been there and done that. And it depends, you know, regardless of what position you are in life currently, This can mean a feeling, a vibration of unity, of I support you, you support me. This is a great place to be, a great place to stand, a connection in which you feel mutual satisfaction, mutual support, mutual loyalty, contentment, and one that is long-term. So that's all those things that it can mean. Also, I feel like you've been out there trying to manifest. Look at her hands coming out here, appearing from like the clouds themselves. And I feel like manifestation is on your side. And again, with the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Cups right here coming through, this could be about emotional, I can never say that word, reciprocity. Oh my goodness. Reciprocity. I have to like break it down, but here we are. So the victory you cannot see. Pile number 3. What do we have for thee? What do we have for thee? Oh my goodness. Your wish fulfilled. I feel like you're already receiving reciprocal energy. And if you're looking for like a partner, if this is like a romance thing, then you definitely have someone already smiling, willing to put their money where their mouth is. Okay, check this out. What is up with that? So this could be somebody who you have been or currently are in a situationship. This is weird. Stick with me. This could be somebody who, because with the 2 of Swords right here, this is I have a decision to make. We haven't spoken in a while. We are biting our tongue. This could also be, even if you're in a current connection, there are things that you need to discuss and talk about that are not being addressed currently. But I feel like you have a wish, and that wish is most of all emotionally gratifying. So I feel like even though you're leaning and it's talking about like security and you're focused on that, on loyalty, you want something that's all encompassing, emotionally gratifying and secure. And who doesn't? What do you currently have that you cannot see? I feel like even this King of Pentacles could be in your life currently. I don't read sex, I read energy. So a king is going to be somebody who is solid in their energy. They might have multiple businesses. They could be really great investors. They could be, I heard prospectors. They could have different lines of businesses. But bottom line, whatever they do, they put their time and energy and money into something that is a sure thing. Oh my goodness. This could be somebody who's literally focused on you, like riveted, okay? And they're like, okay, nobody controls the devil, right? The devil doesn't even control the devil. But this is interesting to me because it's like the chain has been broken. And with the 2 of Swords right here, this could be a connection that you were in once upon a time that was perhaps toxic. And perhaps you've been, with the 2 of Swords here, there's been no communication. And maybe you guys don't want to hear this, but this could be somebody coming back from the past, okay, that you've been in separationship. Now, if you're honest with yourself, I feel like a lot of you guys want this communication to come through if you've been in this separation kind of a vibe. And I feel like this person has been relentlessly watching you. Let me say that. They've been watching. They know that they need to make an effort, that they need to do something. But you guys have not been in communication, most of you. Now, if that's not your energy, then that's not your energy. But I will tell you that they're coming forward as the King of Cups. This is your creative counterpart. Could be creative, but I feel like this is your counterpart. This is the Queen of Cups. You could have 2 people looking at you. Somebody currently investing in you. Who is solid, who is here for you, who is quite visible. And then you could have this other person. He gives me, what is that guy in, I'm going to date myself, but I don't care. Look at the Gladiator movie. Oh my gosh. Russell Crowe, was it? This looks like a young Russell Crowe back in the day. But I feel like this person has changed a lot. This devil right here is transforming into this King of Cups. And I feel like the devil with the chain coming off, this is somebody who recognizes their dark side. Maybe they underwent a dark night of the soul. And the victory that you don't see is that you've already won this person over. In fact, pile number 3, you've won 2 people over. You are wishing for love, for family, for commitment, for stability, whatever that looks like to you. And this devil, perhaps once upon a time, it's a toxic thing way back when, right? has overcome his or her toxic ways. And what you don't see is that they are actually coming towards you once again. Now, this is a changed person, a renewed person. And yeah, people can change, but you know, it takes a lot of, the proof is in the pudding. You're going to know if they did or did not by how they behave towards you. I'm not going to break it down there. They're going to come at you towards you like with a lot of emotion. I feel like they could even not be wearing socks. They could wanting to look very relaxed, but there's so much emotion with the goldfish right here. I feel like lucky. They feel like lucky to have you. Yeah, they've been hiding behind the moon. They've been hiding their emotions, their intuition. They've been wanting to deny even their intuition. But I feel like right here, even she looks a little bit like a sorceress, right? A little bit like I've done things that maybe I shouldn't have done. And you might be getting confessions from this person who was in a devil energy. And with the devil energy, I have to address the obvious, which would be like addiction, specifically drug addiction, sex addiction, and things like that. So I feel like currently one of their last cycles is like obsessiveness, and it could be obsession with you, and you could have like no idea. Or maybe perhaps this is stating that you, yeah, well, it's a victory you cannot see. I feel like you've won that person already. It's a victory you cannot see. Now, this knight was present before I reshuffle, but I was like, you know what? We're just going to stick him back in here and reshuffle. So the Knight of Pentacles is somebody who moves very slow. The Pentacle suit moves super, super slow, okay? And this is somebody slow to come towards you. Now, this looks like bay leaf, okay? I think bay leaf is very lucky. You can look it up and see actually what that means, but I feel like this person is coming towards you in a very methodical way. And you have no idea they're about to pop up in your life. What's going on? Pop up. Okay. And maybe perhaps you're saying here, like, yeah, I don't want that. I don't want nobody from my past. I don't need that. I don't whatever. But this cup is shining. And this person is all pissed off, arms crossed, looking at the 3 cups that were spilled. And this could be emotionally that you affiliate this person with their behavior when they were, I don't want to say when they were sick and they're well now. I don't know that, right? But it's a very possibility that this person dealt with their shadow. They could have undergone a dark night of the soul. Even this tree looks like it has an eyeball right here. And I feel like what they're offering you is genuine. It is spirit-filled. And I think you are going to be shocked, especially with that nine of cups underneath. This is almost like a secret wish that you haven't even admitted to yourself. Show me more of what I need to see. Show me what I need to see. The victory that you, pile number 3, cannot see. Look. Look, my friends. Strength. This is somebody who's overcome and conquered their inner demons. This is somebody who has made friends with their inner beast, who is able to stay on track and not wander. Perhaps this person was somebody who cheated, who went like, I don't know, undercover brother, who went dark 030, right? Who just disappeared and things like that. And you guys had a major fallout. This could have been one of those things. This could be like a childhood love, a young love, and this person is wanting to come back. You already have their heart. Oh my gosh. Look at that. They could be into like plants or gardening. You could be in plants or gardening, but fundamentally this talks about growth. What you don't see is that what you want wants you. You have your divine counterparts. Yes, you have other people that are willing to invest in you. And ultimately, I feel like you have one that's currently stable for you, will back you up financially, is a great provider if that's what you want. Just somebody solid who you could be solid with as well. It's a great choice. But also this other person is coming back, and I feel like they have a lot of feelings for you. Okay, you could be feeling like this is destiny. Maybe you've prayed about this. You've lost hope about this. Creation. And maybe this is going to start a brand new creation. But also, I feel like you could see this person as a brand new creation. They could be like, wow, you know, this person from the past. But it's like a 2.0, a 5.0. I don't know. It's a better version of them than they ever have been. And I feel like you're going to start like even to scrutinize them and see what really makes them tick. Yeah, because they've caused maybe perhaps a lot of grief. Even with the grief here, and I'm looking at the dog. This person, you, I feel like has been very, very loyal to the dog. And once again, it's alluding to cheating and things like that. But I feel like this loyalty to this person caused you a lot of grief in the past. And I feel like you've grown and you've healed. And now you're able to give love once again. But it's very, very painful once upon a time. And you're able to slowly but surely take a look and make your abundance. I mean, look at this person, abundance. This guy's like, oh my gosh, I lost whatever down this vent, right? And this little girl's like, I'll get it, I'll fetch it, and I can grow this thing with all the money I find from the vent. So I feel like you yourself have been, you know, forced to go through many different changes in your life and find those coins in the vent metaphorically in order to improve your life, elevate your life, really separate yourself from the demon and the toxic behavior, toxic person. So it's going to be entirely up to you if you want them back in your life or not. But you already have that victory because they are laser focused on you. Laser focused, my friend. Yeah, so the completion and the trickery, that's over with. And I feel like you have long ago, like, put that, like, over and done with and buried. And you can leave it there, but you can certainly pick back up if that person has made sufficient change or if you deem fit. I mean, that's going to be entirely up to you. But I feel like this King of Cups that's coming towards you has really seen it all. You're gonna hear and listen to victories of addiction, overcoming addiction, and things that they have done, that they've made really bad choices and wrecked a lot of lives around them. And I feel like you're going to see that this is, yeah, how they were maybe lying and deceitful, and that this is interesting, a earthworm cut in two. A earthworm cut in two. Short bristle. But 5, 6 of Wands, is that again? Okay. 6 of Wands with, yeah, this is like a promise, like I'll never do it again. This is needing to get over things, and definitely a promise that they'll be victorious because they're never going to go back to that, because I see all of that fighting, that going behind people's back is an empty victory. A lot of sixes here. 6 of Pentacles that are giving to too many people. It's a choice that they have to make between one and the other. Go this way or that. Go right or left. Figure it out. Did I burn my nail? Sure looks like I did. Yep. Sons of Swords. They have been eyeballing you. If you have any social medias, they've been on it. They're probably under a friend of a friend of a friend's list, that kind of a thing, to keep their eye on you. Make no mistake about it. And the Mother of Wands reversed right here. This could be stating that perhaps you're breaking situationship with another person. All these cards fell, and they are all wilding everywhere. So another 6 right here, 6 of Cups. But this is in the reverse. So a lot of nostalgia. And I feel like they're leaving things behind to follow their true north. No more nostalgia. Even if you look like the tree up here, whatever they grew with this other person, they could have even had children with, that is lackluster now. It is black and white. It is very clear that that is going nowhere. On the other hand, what they have planted with you way back when is definitely something that gives them joy and abundance and excitement. It lights their fire. It codes their world in such a different color and flavor than they ever experienced before. And that's what they are looking forward to. Look at that. And we end up with the 10 of Cups. Their motive is to bring you like joy, to come to union with you. I don't usually do like love readings like that. That wasn't what I was expecting. But I feel like this all leads up to that moment. It's emotional fulfillment for you. And what they feel is emotional fulfillment is having you on their arm or you in their life in some way, shape, and form. It's going to be up to you to decide if you want that as well with them specifically. Or, my friends, if you are going to choose differently, if you're over it, then that's for you to decide. One last card, because, you know, why end it here? Best course of action for pile number 3. What do we have for thee? Best course of action. 3 of Pentacles. So this is cooperation. This is, let's see how this goes. Everybody does their own part, and we can make this work. This could also lead to like a third party, so you want to be careful with that. But this is a beekeeper, okay? I'm going to say that this person, I feel like very high-minded, that would be you. And you're going to see if this collaborative effort is going to be worth it or helpful, or if you're going to move on with a new suitor or a new person or a new partnership that gives you more abundance and joy than you would be willing to give this other person. You know, if you want to give them a chance, up to you. That's what I have for you. Much, much love to you. And until next time, namaste.